Alrighty, so let's use that code we just found to get in this room here and reap the rewards. Okay, so there should be that tonic in here somewhere. Now, something I think I failed to show off in this LP, well, I might have, I might be getting carried away here, is there's a really funny thing about this level that I really hate that I missed, but it's like I said, it's pretty hilarious. It's a unstable plasmid that hasn't been like perfected or anything, and when you find it, it teleports, and it starts teleporting throughout the level, and you have to go find it, and eventually it'll teleport you to this room where there's a tonic in there, and then you actually get the tonic. You don't get that bizarre unstable plasmid, but it's a really, really bizarre, surreal sequence, and I can't believe I forgot to go over it in this level, but it's really cool. And if I do remember it by the end of this level, then I'll obviously go over it. But other than stuff like that, I mean, that's one of the things I do regret missing, even so far with the LP. But other than that, I think it's gone surprisingly well. I was not looking forward to how this was going to turn out in the end, but it's actually been going really well. So overall, I think I'm pretty pleased. That random splicer decided he would blow everything out of the ammo station and send it flying all over the room, so now we have a bunch of proximity mines and stuff lying around.
This underperformer can be Employee of the Month. Or you should know. Look around. Is any of this familiar?
Oh, this is nice. It's like our own little personal stage.
Is indebted to you, my boy. We ironed kink after kink out of our domestic plasmid line on you right here. Well, let's see if you're
I might be a bit quiet for this sequence.
Step on up and take the spotlight. Where's your initiative, Delta? Why, in the old days, your antics never failed to amuse. Admittedly, this audience is lacking in joie de vivre, but see if you can't liven them up. Fontaine Futuristics invites
I guess this is where plasmids were demonstrated back in the day.
Expectations and dissolve your doubt. As we
I think the audience is kind of,
home defense plasmid series.
you know, they might be just a little bit, you know, just kind of dead, you know, just a little bit dead.
Come now, don't be shy. How about you, sir? No, he's positively rigid. Humor, at the back. Oh, come on down. Let's give it a hand, folks.
Alrighty, so he's going to send a Houdini Splicer after us, and we're going to fight it like we always do. And it's a good opportunity to research it, because we still haven't really maxed out our research on the Houdini Splicer yet. Yeah, these Houdini splicers appear in fixed locations around this area, so you can kind of plan your cyclone traps in ahead of time to bounce them all over the place if you want.
A round of applause, please, for Subject Delta and the power of plasmids. Project Delta?
He doesn't look so tough.
It looks like you've upstaged a fellow demonstrator, and he's here to steal the show. What will Delta do now, folks?
He's got a machine gun too, so not really all that worried about that. Wow, he died already.
Still a winner, Delta. The tour was never the same without.
He gave us some merchant armor-piercing auto rounds, actually.
Sliced, you couldn't stand when we stuck you into that getup. The Fontaine family retirement plan suits you to a T, my boy.
Okay, well, let me readjust my weapon setup and everything, and I think that's it for Gilbert Alexander's ridiculous charade here. That was quite a fun sequence, though. I like that quite a bit. For some reason, these bodies that have been sitting here for quite a while clearly still have some loot on them. Here's the fourth and final signal relay. Now that's been taken care of, his security bot will finally sputter out and die. Oh, that was satisfying. I guess I do have one excuse for not going to get that super awesome tonic thing I was talking about. That's just because I really want to cut this level short, and now that I've done that, I want to go straight to the next area. But that would be one thing I definitely want to show off if I had the time, but I kind of don't. Alright, so now Agnes Dei has successfully gotten us into the security office, and there's a powered people station in here, so that's going to be our first upgrade of this level.
To help end my life. In exchange, I have prepared a friendly security escort for you.
What are we going to get?
Now,
I might as well just go and max out the shotgun. The third and final upgrade for the shotgun, actually I'll go over it here in a second, never mind.
What's left of me awaits you. Please, use it.
Yeah, if you look at the date there when he's talking in these his audio diaries in the past, it's from 1967, which means this was a year prior to the events of the game, but it also means it would happen after the events of the first game. Now, if you remember Gilbert Alexander's logs earlier, he was talking about how the Dr. Su Chong had passed away and all this other stuff, so I want to say that the Alpha Series project was all Gilbert's idea, and that your character does in fact come along. Well, actually, no, that wouldn't be true, because the beginning of the game takes place before the events of the first game, the very first clip there. I don't know, I'm very chronologically confused as far as this game goes right now, but I'm not too worried about it. You guys can make sense of it on your own. I don't know or care to know this game's plot as well as I do the first game, so... But, and now we have the Tesla upgrade for the shotgun, which is the third and final upgrade. And if you may have noticed, this game does not have any electric bug like in the previous game, but it does have that upgrade, which allows us to. I think that was the wrong grenade, whatever. It allows us to inflict electrical damage with the shotgun's regular double-aught buck. Occasionally, it doesn't happen every single shot, but it happens most of the time, which means that regular enemies will not be stunned by it, but we can stun big guys with it, which means we don't have to swap ammo types or do anything really. And it's obscenely good against the Alpha series, and it's just overall ridiculously broken. It makes the shotgun even better than it already was. So the maxed out shotgun is probably my favorite weapon in this game overall. And that combined with our level 3 plasmids, god, we are just a beast right now. We are unstoppable. I can't wait to use that more. Okay, so we're going to leave the main area of Fontaine Futuristics and head over to this hidden plasmid laboratory, as it's called, and our security bot will shrivel up and die in the water as soon as we enter it, so that's unfortunate. He lived a good life. Not a long one, but a good one. This is the last underwater area of the game, so this is, if you can find any more of those atom slugs out here, now would be a good time to look.
As I recall from my time doing business with the owners, that oxyfill station out there is just a front for a kinda hidden passage leading down below. If Lamb's hiding Eleanor from you, that's where she'll be.
Yeah, basically that area, that oxyfill station leads to the final level. So we have to come back out here and backtrack that way to get to the final level. So an interesting part about this level, or this part of the level at least, is there's a lot of nice little touches here that explain some of the bizarre imagery and the nature of some of the plasmid abilities. Like here we go through a maze of what looks like plants that have the hypnotic polyp, as it's called, which is used in the hypnotized plasmid, or the enraged plasmid from the previous game. You notice there's a few plasmids like that where they have this weird, bizarre sphere thing. It's like it's a polyp.
Remain off. Please locate the breakers and flip them, and then return here to restore power.
So Gil wants us to kill him. So if I didn't explain what the story behind his character was yet, it basically, the thing that Sophia wants to do to Eleanor is basically the same thing that she originally tried to do to him, which was to create a large tribute and sacrifice a ton of people to give all this atom to him and make him into this super being that would sustain all the knowledge of all the brilliant minds in Rapture and create him and make him into the first utopian, as she called it. But obviously it just made him into a gigantic, grotesque monster who was completely insane. It went very well, as you can tell. So there's an area down here we can't get to yet. I actually had the first circuit breaker, but I'm completely herpaderping and forgetting where the second one is, but there's some other loot down here. This obviously would be a lot easier to find if I bothered to turn the lights on first, but I figured I would go ahead and explain that before it's revealed what Gilbert Alexander actually looks like, which, and why we need a tank this large to actually contain him. But, he clearly is living a very miserable life, and he knew this somehow even before he turned, which is why he now, in the past audio diaries, wants us that this is basically his backup plan if it actually happened the way that it did, is to have somebody go follow in his footsteps and kill him. But you know, it's like, how did he know that he would turn into this? Like, how did he know that the end result would be what it is?
And I knew that to create the first true utopian would come at
My only
a high
excuse,
cost,
my only theory is that he's
We
just a very
needed
smart
someone
man.
to be host to all that Adam, Rapture's finest minds, a
But
willing
not
subject,
anymore.
that is to say, myself.
Ah, holy crap, what was that?
Whatever you may have seen inside the tank, that was indeed me. I fear the fate of Eleanor Lamb will be less physical, but no less grotesque. This tank for deep-sea life is the ideal way to dispose of me. But first, you must retrieve enough Adam-infused plant life to lure me out. The slugs feed on the stuff, and it's all I seem to want now. I have left a sample here, so you know what to look for.
Looks like Sophia more so turned him into part sea slug than utopian.
Delta, you want to be top man?
But first things first, first thing we need to do in order to get to the final level is we need to print out a genetic key from him, which much like we did to Andrew Ryan in the previous game, and all the characters that we've killed so far. But in order to do that, we need to lure him out from the back of the tank here. In order to do that, we need to get these plants that he likes. So we picked up one there, we need to get 3 more. We have a fight with 2 Alpha Series here, and one of them hit one of those hypnotic polyps and decided he would go crazy and attack the other one, which is pretty nice now. So if you don't have the hypnotized plasma, then you can always use those. I'm pretty sure you can shatter the Alpha Series if you actually get them that far down where they're frozen.
Well, listen, son, those override keys you've been hunting are genetically encoded. And to get to Eleanor, you're gonna need one from Alex the
So let's go
Great
in search of those plants. This is
First
pretty
things
much going to
first,
take up the
we
last
gotta pin him
of
down.
this level here.
Find those
This
plants
section of
he
the level
mentioned
is actually
and
pretty
lure him
small,
back out.
but it's still got a lot of detail to it. There's a lot of little things here and there. But yeah, like I said, if you didn't pick up the hypnotized plasmid, you can still essentially use the ability that it has by picking up and throwing these polyps here. God, I love the cyclone trap. I think they can also affect us too, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Like if we walk over them or something, I'm not sure.
Well, that's the end of the Alpha series. The pair bond simply worked too well. That madwoman Tannenbaum bit the company hand, turning some of the bonded sisters human again. Others were lost.
So where are these plants, you might ask? Well, they're in the only place it would make sense for them to be, in a garden-type place, or a lab where they're being grown, essentially, and that's down this way, so.
We can harness their suicidal aggression as foot soldiers. But no
Some of them are just kind of scattered all over at this point,
Today I
but
saw one
most of them are down here.
gathered as garden and crying.
There it is. Okay, so that's half of them. Oh crap! See, there's a trap here. There's a forced encounter right here where the door closes on you and you have to fight a bunch of guys. But I was wanting to see if I could get through there quickly enough. But oh well, wishful thinking. And then this door closes behind you as well. So. Two more Alpha Series. I swear the Alpha Series have those plasmid abilities, not plasmid, like the tonic abilities where they have the elemental discharge effect that happens to them. I swear they do that because that one just emitted electricity for no reason, and the other one emitted ice for no reason. But they didn't really seem like that too much of a threat if they do have those abilities. I never really even noticed them if they do. But two Alpha Series, even with firepower and our caliber, is nothing I'm really worried about. Yeah, I love the Alpha Series as enemies. I like that they threw them in there. They do add a lot of challenge to it, but I'm not really fazed by them as far as difficulty goes. They were definitely a nice attempt, though, at making the game much harder towards the end by throwing in another enemy type that adds a whole new dynamic to things, but
no offense intended,
yeah, mainly they just sort of stimulate the story reasons for your character being the way that he is and all that other stuff.
Your body begins to tear itself apart. The compulsion to find Eleanor will drive you to madness or coma. You have no claim on her. Your design was among Rapture's greatest sins, and yet you persist.
I swear, some of the deaths in this game are hysterical. Anyway, so that guy died and we have our own security bot now, and there's Alpha Series corpses lying all over the place over here. So, there's still, as you can tell, two more little sisters in this level we haven't dealt with yet, so we're going to have to do that pretty soon here, going into the final part of this area. And all the gathered locations are also in this last section as well, so we pretty much did everything we could have done with that last area. But here's another Rumbler down here, let's go deal with him. I think I'm correct with my assumption that there are no more Rosies in this game, right? They were only in that one level. But using the level 3 Electro Bolt and the shotgun is a pretty good combination there. I don't think I have enough armor-piercing auto rounds to really do a whole lot with those right now. Yeah, I don't have very much. I need to get some more, though. Actually, I think there is an ammo vending machine pretty close to here that has some, so I'll probably have to stock up soon. Dude! Yeah, throwing your corpse is Big Daddy. He's not doing very much damage. Come on, do it again, do it again. Aww. So close. whatever. Alright, so now we got the second and last little sister in the game. We are almost done here, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the Gather's Garden machine is if you need it, but right now we're not going to need any more upgrades for a while. We have pretty much all the stuff we can get at the moment. But once we get all the atom in this area, we're going to want to get the last level 3 plasmin, and it's amazing. More than that when we actually get it. Quite a bit of loot in here from all those battles, so let me go ahead and get that real quick. And let me see if I was talking about the right kind of thing over here with this ammo vending machine, if it actually does have the armor-piercing rounds. You know what? I don't feel like hurting myself anymore today. I'm just going to auto-hack the damn thing. I'm really getting sick of this crap.
That is discipline at great personal cost. For him, at last.
Yeah, there we go. This thing has a lot of good ammo types as well. Pretty much everything we could ever need. And we have a ton of money too, so I'm willing to buy it all. Okay, so I did a little bit of editing there while we set up our gather here with the first little sister here down here. Now this is a pretty intense setup down here, and I really like this gather location too. This is pretty much our full setup. Everything we could set up is set up in some way or another. So let's see how everything plays out. Again, we have Alpha Series to deal with as they're coming in. I accidentally used the wrong ammo type against them there. I have my turret and my auto round slowly eating away at him. Yeah, I just absolutely love how the Winter Blast 3, actually the Cyclone Trap 3 with the Winter Blast added to it, freezes the enemies in a solid block of ice, so they don't get flung up into the ceiling as well as they used to anymore. But they've taken so much damage from it that you can pretty much shatter them almost instantly after that, so it's not really that big of a deal anymore. Another thing I couldn't find a place for in this encounter was the trap spears, which I still think those things are really good, it's just I couldn't find a good place for them. I think I set some on the stairs, but that's about it. At this point in the game, with all the stuff we have to do these gathers, I call it the, the mother of all perimeters, essentially, that we're setting up here. And that's what I'm going to refer to it as in the last couple of gathers here. Okay, I think we're done. So that's one. We've got one more to go, and then we have, actually we have 3 more to go, and then we'll never have to do another gather again for the rest of the damn game. So this area down here is going to lead to where the final little sister is, as well as the remaining plants we have to get, and some interesting audio diaries regarding some of the backstory and stuff like that. It also has another power to the people station down here, so we can get our last upgrade before moving on to the final level. Some of the power to the people stations are in the final level, so don't freak out if you haven't gotten all of them, and you still need to get one in the final level, because there are some in there, but again, I'm not really worried about getting all of them in this run, because I know that you can't get all of the upgrades in this game anyway, even if you get all 14 power to the people stations, because there's more than 14 upgrades, because of the fact that they added the 3rd additional upgrade for every weapon. But most of them you'll be able to get. I think there's only like 2 or 3 or 4 maybe. I think there's 4 exactly upgrades you will not be able to get. Usually that ends up being you can't max out the spear gun, you can't max out the launcher is usually what it ends up being, but I particularly like those weapons too, but I think the upgrades are worth it, especially the launcher damage immunity, but and the spear gun damage increase. The launcher clip size as well, which is pretty good, but just whatever you have time for, whatever you think is worth investing in. We're full on heat-seeking RPGs. This area down here has, I think we need an alternate way in there, actually, now that I think about it.